The Los Angeles Dodgers they're rolling. And heading into Sunday, they had won 7 games in a row. And, I had continuously said that, yeah, the Dodgers are really good, but I feel like they haven't really scratched the surface of what they're capable of being. And they've started to do that a little bit. And it's been the offense that has really turned it on and started to get going. They're now the first team and the only team in all of Major League Baseball to have multiple win streaks of 6 games or more. They got to 7 games this time. And Mookie Betts, to be honest with you, is the one carrying them right now. He hadn't been very good to start the year. He was one of the reasons that I said, I don't think they've really scratched the surface, which was crazy because they still were, the best team in the National League or at least up there. And now Mookie is absolutely killing the ball. He hit .393 with 3 homers, 8 RBIs in the last week. I mean, Mookie Betts is back to being one of the best players in baseball, at least he is right now. And as a result, the Dodgers are rolling. And this is what I knew was possible. Not that team that's going to win 3 out of 5 games or 6 of 10. It's the team that is capable of rattling off winning every single game in a week. Now, they had the win streak going heading into Sunday, and then they lost in a just brutal way, by the way. Not sure if anybody was watching that, but the win streak came to an end on Sunday when a routine ground ball to second base was booted. That would have ended the game. 2-run score on that. But the Dodgers are still rolling. They're in first in the NL West. And like I said, it has been the offense that has turned it around. Listen into some of this. Over the course of that 7-game win streak, they scored 6.43 runs per game, which was first in Major League Baseball. They had a on-base percentage of .368, best in baseball, an OPS of .879, best in baseball. And the numbers just keep rolling offensively. To start the year, it was this pitching staff. It was the pitching rotation, which everybody looked at the lineup that added Freddie Freeman and thinks, oh my God, this is going to be the greatest team of all time. And the offense just wasn't really rolling. You have Max Muncy, who's still not playing well. Justin Turner picking up a little bit, but wasn't playing well. Cody Bellinger not playing well. Mookie Betts wasn't playing well. It was the pitching staff that was one of the top in all of baseball that was carrying the way, which is what led me to say, I don't think this Dodgers team has scratched the surface of what they can be. But I am here now to tell you that the surface has been scratched, my friends. The Dodgers are rolling. The offense is rolling. Mookie Betts is on a tear back to his MVP-like days, and it has been a dominant past week for the Los Angeles Dodgers. I don't know. There's not much else to say in terms of it just being dominant. Producer Conrad, it has been a force to be reckoned with out there for the Dodgers. It really has been.
Absolutely, it has been, and I think one trade that a lot of people thought that last year when the Dodgers acquired Max Scherzer and then Trey Turner just got thrown into it. I think a lot of people forget like how big of a deal that was. Even though Scherzer left, Trey Turner is still playing at an extremely high level, and he does it all. He's extremely dangerous on the bases. He's basically a Gold Glove shortstop. He's tremendous, and the Dodgers have found a way to acquire these young pieces, get rid of them to bring in these guys like the Trey Turner, the Mookie Betts. You bring in Freddie Freeman off of free agency. And we talked about it a lot last postseason where they had the best team on paper, but you didn't believe that that was going to translate to them winning the world championship. Do you have those same thoughts this year? Or are you seeing finally the best team on paper being the best team in baseball?
Well, this is what they have been. They've been the best team on paper, and they run through the regular season, and then it hasn't exactly translated to success in the playoffs. Now, if you consider success an NL championship, which many do and should, that is success in its own right. But with this Dodgers team, in my opinion, it's championship or bust, and it has been for a couple of years. They have the best team on paper. They get into the playoffs, and then they lose in the NLCS. They lose in the World Series, whatever it may be. Obviously, in the COVID year, they won in that shortened year. But I need to see this team winning when it comes playoff time and getting that championship, getting to the World Series and then winning it. Because this team is far too talented. And then you hear last year, They acquire Max Scherzer and Trey Turner. And in my opinion, the second they got those, it was, if this team doesn't win a World Series, it is a bust of a year. It is a failure of a year. I have those same exact feelings this year. So this segment right here is all about highlighting the team that they are right now and how they have gotten to where their potential should be, where they're just dominating a division and dominating games and dominating weeks. That is what the Dodgers should be doing. Now, if we want to have a postseason discussion, that's an entire different discussion because they need to prove that this roster that they've spent a lot of money on, and there's a lot of stars, and it is the best roster on paper in the game of baseball. In my opinion, it is championship or bust for this Dodgers team. They are playing well. They should be playing well. They should win a division title. They need to, and they need to get to the World Series. Anything other than that is a failure, in my opinion.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. And, you know, it's one of those things where there's no way when it comes to October that this will be even the full team that the Dodgers are putting out. They're definitely going to make moves at the deadline. The teams that are going for it are always going to make those moves and make that push. The Scherzer, the Turner, whatever it might be.
Absolutely. And, you know, we talked about it a little bit in an episode last week, how their depth is what makes them so dominant in the regular season. And you might think, what do you mean their depth? They're full of superstars. Yes, also helpful. But in a regular season that is 162 games, you're going to run through some bumps and bruises and have guys get hurt. And you're going to have a Clayton Kershaw who's pitching really well get hurt and go down. And you're going to need guys to step up. And it just seems like they continually have those guys that are able to step up. You're able to have Justin Turner struggle and have Rios come in and play really well. You're able to have Gavin Lux not play every day, who'd be an everyday player anywhere else. This team, unlike most any other, is capable of winning in the regular season because of superstar talent and because of the depth they have. And we're already seeing it this year. We're already seeing some guys get hurt. Obviously, nobody wants to see, well, anybody get hurt, but Clayton Kershaw going down, just no, everybody loves that guy. He goes down in the rotation, steps up, and continues to be one of the best in baseball. And that is just a credit to the GM, the ownership that built this team full of superstars, but it's not just those superstars because we've seen it on the other side of LA with the Angels for years now. We've seen a team that has its superstars, but what else? And now this year, the Angels finally add in some depth, and we've seen them be good. That speaks volumes to ownership and GM with the Dodgers. They have their superstars, but they have that depth that is able to carry them, even when they go through some injuries and those bumps and bruises that come with a 162-game regular season. Thanks for watching. If you love flipping bats, swinging 3-0, or just talking ball, join us. Call us at 213-537-9339 with your questions. We have a weekly guest, and we have a lot of fun, so hit that subscribe button.